In one of our previous videos, we presented you with the concept of integrity and its importance in everyday life. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines integrity, for example, as the quality of being honest and fair. But how can research integrity best be defined?
The National Academy of Science defines it as an aspect of moral character and experience. It involves, above all, a commitment to intellectual honesty and personal responsibility for one's actions, and to a range of practices that characterize responsible research conduct.
As you can see, this concept is pretty broad, and its abstract nature makes for both advantages and disadvantages. On the one hand, honesty and fairness certainly are important aspects for research integrity. On the other hand, people may apply individual concepts as to what honesty and fairness are all about.
With a term as vague as research integrity, how can one derive a clear agenda of what conduct is to be considered appropriate? In other words, is there a way to measure research integrity? In dealing with research integrity-related issues, the answer to this question rarely is a simple yes or no. Research integrity violations not only occur within different types of media, they are also received differently depending on the discipline or field of research.
This is one of the reasons why research integrity violations require more than just black and white answers. Evaluating research integrity-related concerns often involves a whole spectrum of gray areas, and that makes research integrity investigations quite complex endeavors. To develop a better understanding, let's have a look at how such investigations are normally executed.
Similar to crime investigations, they begin with the notion that something is amiss. Certainly it does not need to be something as dramatic as a pool of blood or a corpse in the living room, as we know from crime novels. Just think of the feeling when all of a sudden certain phrases in an article seem all too familiar, if that occurs more than once. It may well be that the entire article begins to appear suspicious. Normally, a certain rate of inconsistency is detected during the publication process, when editors and reviewers carry out routine checks on papers. Sometimes inconsistencies are revealed by peers and people closely related to research. They may be colleagues who find problems in a publication while reading and commenting on an article. In other cases, mistakes or inconsistencies are detected in a pre- or post-publication platform. Every now and then, even whistleblowers may play a role in this process.
One challenge in research integrity investigations is to collect evidence that helps decide what measures and steps are to be considered appropriate. But determining whether a violation occurred can be difficult, since this heavily depends on the quality of evidence and how it is interpreted.
Similar to crime investigations, research integrity investigations can be supported by forensic tools that detect and process evidence, such as image manipulation and plagiarism detection software. And yet, measuring research integrity violations remains difficult, even if it is supported by software tools. This is mainly because evidence that leads to a conclusion that research integrity was violated in a given case might be of no value for other cases.
When we compare this to crime investigations, the significance of a piece of evidence is measured by its explanatory powers with regard to the incident. Evidence becomes more important when it allows reconstructing the original scenario of a crime.
Take a cigarette butt, for example. When it is found as evidence in a smoker's home, it can be considered rather unimportant. But if the cigarette butt is detected in the home of a strict non-smoker, it may be more relevant, and its importance for the case can increase dramatically.
So, could the category of uniqueness used in crime investigations be a model for how to measure research integrity violations?
Unfortunately, uniqueness and originality can be somewhat trying when it comes to research, since academic learning necessarily requires a familiarity with other people's concepts and thoughts. We at the Head Center have dedicated our research toward these issues, so come and join us to learn more about research integrity issues and our activities toward researching and preventing them.